In today's video, I just want to show you a way to jazz up a tote bag. These I bought on Amazon. I can leave a link down below of the ones I bought, but you get 4 of them for like $7.99. It's such a good deal. I thought it would be so much fun to dress this up. These bags are super plain. You could box the corners on the bottom to make it so they stand up if that's what you wanted. This bag is going to be a book bag for me, so I'm going to leave it the way it is, but I am going to cut it apart, and that way I can do what I want to on the other side real easy, be able to sew it. And there's these seams here, so I have to decide what to do with the seam. I thought about picking it out. That's going to take too long. I don't want to waste time doing that. So I decided I'm just going to take this ruler and I'm just going to cut the seams off. I want to take this bag apart so I can make it look quilted. Now that I have that done on the sides, I am going to open this up. I suppose you could do it this way, just leaving it like this. I was a little worried about it folding back up and being too thick and all the things. So what I'm going to do is just cut this bag right in half. That way I can work, with each side individually, and it should be so much easier. Now I'm just going to take a second and make sure the edges are all lined up nice and straight. And now I just want to get the iron out, and I want to make sure this is nice and flat before I start sewing on the bag. As I was ironing this, it seemed like it was coated with something, and I didn't like how it wasn't sliding very well. And I didn't want anything else to get on the bottom of my iron. So I went and grabbed a little piece of fabric, and I'm just going to lay over the top of that, spray it with a little water, and I'm going to make it flat that way. And now I just want to fold it. I just want to take the iron and I just want to find the middle there and just give a press just so I have that line. And I'll do that on both pieces. For one bag, you're going to need one 2.5-inch square. And what you're going to do with that is just cut it in half. Here I found some extra scraps that I had, and I really like the color combination here. I'm going to go ahead and cut a bunch of these up at 1.5 inches. For the fabric scraps, you're going to need long and short pieces. And I just plan on putting this basket right next to where I'm sewing, so I can just randomly grab. I'm going to try not to have two colors the same next to each other. And to start this bag, you're going to want to center this half of a 2.5-inch square right there in the middle, just like that. And we're going to take another strip and we're going to put it on the side there. I'm going to sew at 1/4 inch seam allowance on everything that I'm sewing today. I am bringing it down just a little because at the very top I plan on putting some lace. The lace is a lot like when you wallpaper. If anybody has wallpapered, you put the wallpaper on, but you bought border, and you put the border on the top. It hides a lot, and it's hard to get it completely even with all these strips, so I thought the lace look worked so good. And I'm just going to go ahead and sew this down, this strip. I will speed this up, but I just wanted to show you at the beginning here. This is what I like to do. You could do it with finger. You can finger press this. This tool, and I never remember the name of it, Clover makes it. This tool is handy for a few projects, and I find that this is one of them where it just helps to press that seam down. And now what I want to do is just trim that off even right with that first piece that we put on and get ready to add the next strip. And you're just going to do this back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up even faster. There are so many different ways we could do this with these canvas bags. You could take an old quilt block that, you have always, everybody always has extras, right? So you could take one of those and put it in the middle and just work around the square and do the same thing. And now I'll put the very last piece on, and then I'm going to take it over and give it a good press. And now I just take it to the cutting mat, and I just want to flip it over and trim it all up. And I just love how this changed this canvas bag so much. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other one going. I'm going to do it exactly the same way as I did this one. And there is side number 2 done. So now I'm going to get ready to put these two together. But before I do that, I want to put on some lace. Because if you look at the top by where the handle is, it is not even. And so just by adding a little bit of lace, this is going to change it completely. And just what a difference that'll make just by adding that to the top. And I'm going to do both sides this way. I am not measuring this exact. I just want it to be over the edge a little bit. Once I have it sewed down, I will trim it up. So for the rough side of the lace, what I want to do is just pull it down about 1/4 inch, and I'm going to iron that so it'll be nice and flat. Iron it all the way down, and that will be where I am sewing it as well. And at the very top, I just want to trim any long pieces, get them out of the way so I'll have a place to put the lace. I really like how that looks. I'm going to go ahead and sew them down. Now that I have both sides completed, I'm going to go ahead and trim it all up. I want to make sure the bag is square as well. And now I'm going to go ahead and get ready to pin it down, and I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine and sew it down. If you were going to make it a boxy bag, you'd want to do that now. And I am going to sew just a little extra right at the end here, just going back and forth a couple times. And this is always the exciting part when you finally get it done and you're getting ready to reverse it. I do want to trim just a little bit on each corner just to make sure the extra bulk is out of there. And if you enjoyed this video, I really hope you'll consider subscribing and hit that like button. And at the end of this video, I'll put up a couple of my other videos if you'd like to click on them. And I want to thank you so much for watching today.